In 1912, the RMS Titanic was more than a ship. It was a promise of engineering greatness, of modern progress, of human dominance over nature. At the time, Titanic was the largest moving object ever built by human hands, nearly 900 feet long, with luxurious interiors that rivaled the finest hotels in Europe. There were grand staircases, electric lights in every cabin, swimming pools, fine dining halls. Newspapers called it unsinkable, and people believed it. On April 10, 1912, Titanic departed from Southampton, England. On board were over 2,200 people, wealthy elites, immigrants chasing dreams, crew members, and families hoping for a better future in America. The ship carried two different worlds. First class enjoyed luxury beyond imagination. Third-class passengers slept in cramped cabins, yet even they felt safer here than in their past lives. Titanic was not just crossing the Atlantic, it was carrying hopes. As Titanic sailed deeper into the Atlantic, the atmosphere on board was calm. Music played in lounges, children explored the decks. Passengers dined under chandeliers. Captain Edward Smith, on his final voyage before retirement, commanded the ship with quiet confidence. But beneath the calm, danger waited. In the days leading up to April 14th, Titanic received multiple warnings from other ships. Icebergs had been spotted ahead. Yet Titanic maintained speed, over 22 knots. Slowing down meant delay, and delay meant embarrassment for a ship meant to showcase perfection. Confidence outweighed caution. At 11:40 p.m., lookout Frederick Fleet saw something in the darkness. An iceberg. The warning bell rang. The ship turned, but too late. The iceberg scraped along Titanic's starboard side, tearing open 6 watertight compartments. The damage seemed minor, but it wasn't. Within minutes, the truth became clear. Titanic would sink. The ship's designer, Thomas Andrews, calculated that it had less than 2 hours before the Atlantic claimed it. Panic began quietly, then grew. Lifeboats were uncovered, but Titanic carried only enough for about half the people on board. Many passengers didn't believe the ship was in danger. Some refused to board lifeboats. Others were not allowed, due to class restrictions. Women and children first, but not equally. As water filled the lower decks, third-class passengers struggled to reach the lifeboats. Locked gates, confusing corridors, language barriers. Meanwhile, first-class passengers boarded more easily. The divide between wealth and poverty had followed them to sea. By 2 a.m., the bow was submerged. The stern lifted high above the ocean. Lights flickered. The band continued playing. Then the ship broke apart. At 2:20 a.m., Titanic disappeared beneath the waves. Over 1,500 people were left in the freezing Atlantic. Most would not survive more than minutes. Rescue ships arrived too late for many. Survivors drifted among wreckage. The world was stunned. Titanic had been called unsinkable. Nature proved otherwise. Titanic changed maritime safety forever. More lifeboats, continuous radio monitoring, international ice patrols. But for over 1,500 people, those changes came too late. Titanic wasn't destroyed by an iceberg alone. It was undone by confidence, inequality, and ignored warnings. On one cold night in April 1912, humanity learned that even its greatest creations are still fragile before the power of the sea.